This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So somebody at a fast food restaurant was drying the dirty mop under the heat lamp that keeps the fries warm, and there were freshly cooked fries just sitting underneath that filthy mop.
Yeah.
You go, that's not ideal.
I'm not a person that, I mean, look, on the face of things, I get outraged. You know, everyone has outrage, but does it bother me? No. Would I have ordered the fries? Yeah. I'm not that affected by stuff like that.
Well, let's hear some more
Yes.
stories. We've got James here.
Yeah. Now, James, we don't want any mention of any businesses, all right?
Just like we haven't mentioned the particular offending
we would
restaurant.
never. But this is Confessions of a Hospitality Worker. What have you seen?
Well, I used to work in a property in country Victoria down in Torquay, right near Bells Beach. Beautiful location. And we had a mining group come in and they drank us out of absolutely everything. And it was their gala dinner on their last night. And so what we had to do is raid all those miniature bottles that you get on the airline that were completely expired, empty them into a big white bucket that you found in the kitchen, and pour it through a funnel back into the red wine bottles and put it on the table for their gala dinner.
Oh, that is a brilliant idea. Actually, that's a great idea,
Always
James.
have a bucket handy, you know what I mean?
That is a great idea.
bucket and a funnel.
Don't know what the hangover was like the next morning, but that wasn't my problem.
Yeah, they weren't worried about the quality by that point.
This is the thing. If that was a video of you pouring wine into a bucket and then funneling it back into bottles, that place. I mean, it would have been national news. But really, I mean, when you've broken down the problem, that's okay.
Yeah, your solution's
I'd be
focused.
Who hasn't drunk bucket wine?
No.
I have it with my boot chicken. Thanks, James. Let's go to Melissa in Kwinana. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Val. Okay, don't name the outlet, but tell us your story.
So I worked at a lovely sandwich shop, and
that's lovely.
it was one of my first shifts where I was slicing the capsicum, and apparently the manager was watching me and rushed over to tell me that I was being too wasteful. So he pulled out all the offcuts from the bin and proceeded to cut them and show me how to get more out of it.
Oh, value from...
Bin pepper.
How dirty was the bin? Like all the scraps had been in there and he just grabbed them out. See, that would worry me. I know we talk about the chips before we get through that.
To be fair, though, he's an artist.
He's an artist.
Well, we wouldn't know
I'm
that.
guessing.
We wouldn't
I mean,
know
you
that.
know.
Look, once again, I think I'd be okay.
With bin capsicum.
I've eaten stuff out of the bin at home.
But that's your home bin where you know what's gone into it.
You're right. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should be more outraged. Or maybe I'm just think that I'm more easygoing than what I am.
Yeah, okay.
But to me now, maybe it's just because I'm hungry.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
When I read this article, I thought straight away of Sean McManus. And I don't mean to judge. I'm going to ask you the question soon. But there are 8 million Australians, I think you may be one of them, that don't know how to change a flat tyre.
I do, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't have the means.
What do you mean you don't have the
What do
means?
you
It's in
mean?
the car.
What do you mean?
Everything you need is in the boot.
When I was coming back from Exmouth a couple of years ago, we got a flat, and when I got in the back of Megan's car, her Prado, some of the vital things were missing.
What do you mean? Where were they?
I don't know. You know, so I got the jack right, and then there was the wheel unlocking bar.
Brace?
Did you know it was a brace?
Sorry.
Mate, I don't know where that bastard was, but I couldn't find it. They're saving me. Anyway, so I couldn't get this wheel off, and we pulled into like a farmer's front, gravel road, and the farmhouse would have been like 10 k's in. I'm like, oh, we're cooked here. So I just said to me, stay by the car. I just walked out.
Did you walk into the farmhouse?
No, I saw there was a worker on the side of the road doing some maintenance stuff, and I walked down to this guy's car like 100 metres, and he had one of those jacked up four-wheel drives.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just said, mate, I'm missing a part of my Prado and just trying to change the tyre.
You know, the wheel unlocking.
Yeah,
He
goes,
come
"Oh,
back,
I'll come-
he
I'll
come
come
back
back."
and do it for you, didn't he?
And you know what? He was like those guys in the pits at the F1s.
Yes.
He was feeding. He had the gun. He had a rattling
Did he?
gun.
Sean,
Amazing.
how does it feel, right? Because I don't ever claim to be a real man. You do. How does that feel for a real man to have to go to an actual real man and ask for help?
When I'm in that situation, I do.
Because you're
feel,
in that situation a lot.
Yeah. I honestly feel
Like you've let
Emasculated?
And I'm an imposter. Yeah.
Was
So
that the same trip where you got bogged on the beach because you didn't know about letting the air out of the tyres and you're going on soft sand?
It was the year before.
Okay.
This is the thing. Our parents have so many skills that we don't, and I feel like that was the last generation of skilled people.
Yeah. Well, when I got my licence, my dad
That's
said
true.
to me, "You have to. I'm going to teach you how to change a tyre because if you're driving in the country, you need to know."
Same
and so,
country driver.
Yeah. So
Same deal.
I learned how to do it. I've never had to do it on I've got a CX-5 now, an SUV. I've never had to do it on a bigger car like that.
Yeah.
But when I had little cars, I could do it. No worries.
Yeah, I can change tyre,
Yeah,
no worries.
yeah.
I can't do many other things.
There are men listening right now that are laughing in our general direction because they can do everything. They're the generation that know things like my dad's generation.
Hang a door,
Yeah.
no worries.
Like like literally, like I could do, and then they know what tool it is they need from Bunnings, or they can just figure it out. And I don't think
Fix
we
the retic,
have that.
No worries.
So Nathan, what day is it? It's Friday. Oh, on Wednesday. So the missus is like, you've got to hang up this a new dryer.
The dryer.
New dryer, right? So I talked to you about this the other
I know
day.
you had
Yeah.
questions.
I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Well, the old dryer had a different brace on the back that
Yes.
hung on the wall, so I'll be able to do this, no worries. So, but then there was
Wall
the
plugs.
new dryer have these wall plugs and this massive bloody sinking. What do
Yes.
you call it? Like
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you call it. It's a bolt, but it's full on. It was full on. It blew me head off just looking at the thing.
But also you need the right drill bit to drill
Yeah,
into the...
14 mil drill bit. Don't have that. Of course I don't have that. So I said to me, and I knew what I was going to do. I'll go to next door to Mark,
Exactly.
go the road to Pete. They're
Yeah.
engineers. They're retired. They can help
I've got
me.
nothing better to do but help you.
And then Megan would not let me go next door. She won't
But
let me do
but we
this.
all know the dance. I don't even live there. I don't know the dance. You go there and you walk in and you go, oh, do you have a drill bit? And then like you act like a helpless lady from the 1800s. And then they
Perhaps swooning.
carry you back in their arms to your garage, and then they do the work
Pat
for
me
you.
on the head.
Exactly. They put their jacket over so Sean can get
Yes.
over a puddle.
Give you some smelling
No,
salts.
if I get some supervision, see, here's the
No.
thing. So Megan's
No.
not going to be at home
Lies.
tomorrow. Hopefully she's
Liar.
not listening to this. She's not
Liar.
going to be at home tomorrow, so I plan on going next door and just
Of
saying
course.
that.
All right.
Because
Simple
because
sentence.
you need a few things. You need the right drill bit. You
Yes.
need the know-how. You need
Yeah.
a spirit level because otherwise that thing's going to be wonky.
I've got a spirit level.
You don't know what that does.
You put it against the spirits to
It's,
see if there's
it's hard
anything haunted.
it's hard to tell if your shots are even, Nathan. We're talking about when the can't do anythings.
Yep. Sean.
No one can see you pointing to me. That's a win. Come on.
Ask for help from the can do everythings and what that's like for the can do everythings.
This is off of the results from a survey which shows that 8 million Australians don't know how to change a flat tyre.
I think that's only going to get more, Nate, don't you reckon?
I would assume
Yeah,
that
I do.
adult Australians.
Yeah.
Like, I don't expect the babies to know.
Yeah.
No, true.
Shane's in Dayton. Hey, Shane.
Morning, crew.
Hey,
Hey,
Shane.
Shane.
So we're talking about the people that can't do anything versus the people that can do everything. Shane, what are you?
I can do everything.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
of course you can.
You're the
That
one
must
you
be
need to
so
know.
good.
How often do you get asked for help, Shane?
Well, every day. I'm a bit of a workaholic, so it suits me
Yeah, right. So do you have neighbours or family that hit you up?
constantly.
What do you do for a
Well, it's
living?
more of neighbours. You got a bit of sand, or you got a bit of timber, or you got this, you got that. You get that more from neighbours, but friends and family, it's more of looking at a patio or a fence or a gate. Need some concrete out the back. Oh, a shed would be nice.
Are
And you can
joking?
do all of that,
All of those
Shane.
things.
Yeah, they're easy. Hanging doors, tiles, painting, redoing a bathroom. All that
Redoing a
stuff.
bathroom.
Shane,
Shane, that's so
want to, just on Sean's behalf, when you get another man coming up to you and asking for help on something that you feel is quite rudimentary, how do you see that person? Does it change your opinion?
Well, quick story. Gentleman rung up, cupboard's broken. Can you come and fix it? Yeah, what's wrong? So I know what to bring. Well, it's broken. Okay, so I just took everything. Got there, went in, drawers hanging on the wall, so there's enough room underneath to put shoes or anything.
Yes.
So the bottom of that's been broken off, so it looks like someone's taken the drawers out, stood on it and snapped it off, but I won't say that.
Okay.
So I put that back on. Where the screws go, that's all destroyed. So I've had to put screws in other places and hide it and patch it up. Done all that. Said to him, do you want me to put the drawers in? Mind you, while I'm doing that, he's laying on his bed.
That is hilarious.
That's okay. Do you want me to put the drawers? And he goes, no, I can do that. And then he goes, the wife wants some kitchen cupboards readjusted. So I did all that.
Oh.
And that's it. Thanks a lot. See you later. Left, got to the car, started driving away. He rings up and goes, you stuffed up, mate. I said, big stud. He goes, you're stuffed up. Oh, okay, well, Perth being Perth, one-way streets, around 3 blocks, and come all the way back.
Yeah.
And then go upstairs and walk in, and he's looking at the drawers and hands like, I don't know the gentleman that goes, anyway.
Like on his waist, like puffed out a bit.
Correct, yeah. And so I walk over, pick the first drawer up, and the rail was loose underneath. So I turn it over, flip it in, put the drawer straight in. Perfect. Next drawer, straight in. Next drawer, straight in. And I'm scratching my head like, what the hell? So I turn around and look at him, and he turns to his wife and goes, why couldn't you do that?
To his wife.
Oh, he sounds like such a catch. What a great guy.
Exactly.
What
So
time
now
were
I know
you
why
at
he was
Sean's
laying on
house?
the bed.
That's amazing.
Is crazy.
Shane, thank you.
Okay, so we've had a person that can do everything. That's
great.
Let's go to Carmelo in Byford. Hey, Carmelo.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good,
Carmelo.
Carmelo.
Where do you sit on this equation, Carmelo?
I am useless.
I like your self-assessment.
He's going to tell us he's going to tell us a story about when this guy came over to help him with the drawers.
Yeah, just as bad almost.
Yeah, what
So
happened?
all my mates have souped up four-wheel drives. You know, they hear a tick, they know what's going on.
Yes.
I just stand there like a little pretty blonde. I'm like one of the boys' little side pieces. I'm like, yeah, mate, I got no idea what's going on here.
I know those guys with the full drives and stuff, and you go out, they've got all the equipment,
And they know how
what's
to
going
use
on.
it. That's the thing.
And you're right, Carmelo. They hear a change in the engine for something, and they can tell you, there's something going on here. Well, let's have a look.
So,
like the
Carmelo,
fuel
a lot of us don't get cars, so let's push that to the side. How about just like general handiness? Can you like hang pictures, and can you like fix something that's broken at your house if there's a leaky pipe?
I definitely can, but I wouldn't trust it, that's for sure.
So Sean's example of he has to hang a dryer. Could you hang a dryer?
I'd try, but I'd have to use Sean's spirit level, though, that's for sure.
I got it, mate. I've got a ladder and a spirit level and a Synchrome superset team.
I don't know what Hogwarts thing you think this spirit welder does, but it's not going to do what you two need it to do.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
On Channel 10, Taskmaster Australia is back with Season 2, and we have the Taskmaster himself, or as he's probably prefer to be known, the Greater Tom.
The Greater Tom.
Because the Lesser Tom's the other guy. Tom Gleeson, hello.
Oh, hi. No, I mean, I don't need to be known as the Greater Tom.
I'm
just Tom.
Default Tom.
Because like, the fact that I'm great is just built in. That's just built into who I am.
It's a given.
Yeah.
It's a given,
When you say Tom Gleeson, people think great. That's top
Already,
of mind.
yes.
So to create a demarcation, he is lesser Tom because he is lesser in every way.
In every way.
You know,
Yes.
Shorter.
comedic,
Yeah.
profile, fame,
Yep.
Finances,
All
He
of
has
it.
more hair.
property portfolio, the whole bit. He's just less.
Yeah.
You did make the statement when opening the show that we'll get to see tonight that those were on the list straight away, just to make sure that Tom,
Understands.
knew his position.
Well, I was a bit worried that between season 1 and season 2, he might have got a bit of like glow from the fans.
Yeah. Well, we've
Taskmaster
interviewed him.
Fans can be very fixated, and they might have started to make him think
Mm.
that he was the most popular person on the show, which he clearly isn't.
Yeah.
So I just wanted that to be clear from the
Clear.
top.
It
Abundantly
reminds me
clear.
of the little old woman that used to sit next to a chair next to Dame Edna. What was her name? Madge?
Yes,
Remember?
Tom Cashman is my man. You should change your surname to Matchman. Tom Matchman.
Hey, that first episode, it got me straight away. We won't go spoiling anything, but one of the first segment is to bring something in that doesn't sound like what it is.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just even that is so funny, Tom. What I love about you in this show is everyone else is doing all the work and you're just sitting there. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's amazing. I send them off to do tasks at the Taskmaster house. This can take weeks for them to complete.
Yeah.
And if I do not go to the Taskmaster house,
No.
I wait for them to come back and then I scrutinise their efforts in, let's be honest, the comfiest chair in the studio.
It's a
I don't even
job.
have to stand up.
Tom, your feedback is pretty good. I was thinking for the time slot, there's some crafty words getting thrown out there.
Yeah, I've become pretty good at trying to choose my words carefully so I know which ones are going to make it to air. So often I imply stuff. Sometimes I just say it out loud. But to be honest, it's not really my problem. It's Channel 10's problem. And I'm happy to let their lawyers solve it.
Yeah, good on you.
What I have noticed a little bit from even just the first episode is that Will Anderson, who's one of the contestants on this season, he gets a lot of age shaming from you and from the other contestants. What's the age difference between you and Will, Tom?
It's like 5 months.
Yeah. I think it's actually 4.
He just turned 50. I'm about to turn 50. For some reason, when I hammer him about his age, I think it's an Achilles heel for him.
Yes.
Whereas I'm perfectly comfortable with how old I am. Whereas maybe he came to comedy when he was like a bright young thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I've been a slow developer. So I'm used to being middle-aged in my career.
When I was seeing Tom, when Will was doing one of the tasks, he's come from a dairy family.
Yes.
He did say a statement which I'm not sure how true this is, but I'm gonna believe it. Cows cry milk.
They don't cry milk.
Sean.
Yes.
I don't know anything about cows, but I can categorically say they don't
I
cry
think it works
milk.
though. I'm going to run with it
Yeah,
from here
I
on
don't know.
in.
I don't know. And you know what? Everyone can
I
age.
don't think they cry. If they cry milk, that means they shit steak. I don't know about that.
Wouldn't that be a lot easier for everyone?
I won't tell you where the barbecue sauce comes from. You know what I love about Will is about to turn 50, but Will
He has turned 50.
Yeah, so
yes.
Will's turned 50. So, but he clings to his younger style. So he's got he's 50, but he's got that Mad Max haircut.
Bit of a quiff kind
Sort of thing.
thing going
Kramer.
on.
Yeah. Nothing that you have
It was
to worry
on the
about.
opposite. I was reaching for my middle-aged style when I was 30. So I've looked 50 for about 20 years now.
You've nailed
I think
it.
I've looked exactly the same. I shaved my head 30 years ago, and I was like, bugger this. I'm just going to look like this from now on. I'm going to be average, but consistent.
Well, no one's ever no one goes over the top with how you look or the other way around. So it works out perfectly.
Yeah.
We don't
It
understand
works
that
out
either.
perfectly. It also means on Instagram, I know exactly why my fans have followed me on Instagram. And it's not for a perv. They're purely for the humour.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We are discussing who's on your list and why. What did they do to get there? Because Candace Warner keeps a list of people that have written bad things about her husband or said bad things about her husband. Are we on the list?
We could be because we've said some stuff. Well, I've definitely
all
said
I
stuff
said was
about
I think
David.
you're up yourself. I thought it was up yourself for having a car that has uppity doors, the ones that go up, like the
you've doubled down.
Lamborghinis.
You're
and stuff.
definitely on the list.
Well, don't have uppity doors. If you're trying to be one of them people, don't have uppity doors.
Check in with Stella in Ferndale. Hi, Stella.
Hey, how you going?
Good, Stella.
Stella. Okay, who's on your list and what did they do to get there?
Well, I'm pretty sure I found the most grumpy newsagent in Perth. Look, it is in a pretty, let's say, choppy part of town. I get it. They've got a lot of difficult customers.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she seems to get a sick satisfaction when you go in and no win. I remember I went in last week.
No win.
Free tickets. And she was like slamming the tickets down on the counter, all three of them, and glaring at me each time.
No win for
She's
you.
essentially calling you a
No
loser,
win.
isn't she? A loser.
Yeah, and there's heaps of rules as well. There's a sign on the little desk of the kiosk. It says, no scratching, because you're not allowed to, like, scratchy there, and it's all very...
So
very
you're
creepy.
saying, so usually the excitement that someone would show to one of their customers winning lotto, she shows that to you when you lose lotto. She finds joy in your not winning.
Correct, and it's almost like she's cursing me to never win lotto. But
Yes.
So Stella, nothing
win.
would bring you more happiness to having a winning ticket and going and shoving it in her face.
It would be satisfying, but I mean, I do continue to go there. It's near work. It's on my lunch break, but it's always such a pleasure.
You know what?
Everybody else is trying to find the lotto agents that bring them luck. You know, the way you rub the thing or whatever, rub the Buddha or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And you're going to one where she delights in you losing.
You know what? And sometimes you want to be like, it's nice to have a bit of like resentment and hate towards you in a daily mix because
Just for the light and shade.
In Subiaco here, there's this one place that sells these amazing kebabs. When I was living over the road, I'd go there every Friday night and get a kebab, and they did not care about my being a customer. They did not care about my buying their goods. They did not care about customer service. They
didn't care about that you were a regular.
So rude. And I loved it. I just thought it was so funny. And there's another guy at one of the delicatessens in a supermarket here in Perth. Whenever I go and ask for like shaved a mild Hungarian salami, he'd go, ugh.
Literally your job.
I just thought it was really funny.
Thanks, Stella. Let's go to Keely in Mindarie. Hi, Keely.
Hi, how you going?
Good, Keely.
Good, Keely. Who's on your list and what did they do to get there?
Mine is really petty, and looking back at it, he really didn't do much, but it got me for years.
Yes, great.
I had a puppy who was very energetic.
Yeah.
And this guy had this little Pomeranian who was pretty well behaved. But anyway, he walked past me one day at the beach. He said, "Oh, you've got your hands full there." That was it. That was enough. In my opinion, he had insulted my dog and me. I taught my kids that he wasn't a nice man. We called him Nemesis.
The Nemesis.
Well, after he said it, I then sat down at the beach and cried. I was so upset. While I was crying, my dog dug a hole underneath me because he really was a handful.
You're trying to hide the hole.
Keely, never forget and never forgive. That is
he was. We've now moved, and still, he's like legendary. That he's Nemesis.
The Nemesis.
My kids are now fully grown, and they remember Nemesis.
Oh, you've got your hands full there.
Your hands full there.
How dare he? How dare he?
So that's
He
the time in your
insulted my
life.
dog. That was it.
I mean, if he'd said that about your kids, would you have been as offended?
Well, they were a handful, but the dog, that was a line too far.
Can I say that I have not heard anything that is unreasonable?
No.
I think that the two examples we've heard so far definitely deserve to be on an enemies list.
So we found out that Candace Warner, wife of David Warner, Australian cricketer, keeps a list of all the people that she feels has wronged them and written nasty things about David or said nasty things about her husband in the media.
Yeah. So we are finding out who might have made your list and the crime that got them there.
Let's go to Fiona. Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
Fiona.
May or may not be your real name. Fiona, who's on your list and what did they do to get there?
My cousins, we have not spoken to them in years really because 2 weeks before their wedding, we got notified that my sister and I have been uninvited to the wedding.
Okay, so what did you do?
We couldn't go to the engagement party. Our parents had just split up. We were 21 and 19 and we had relocated and we could not afford to get back to Perth to attend the engagement party.
Okay,
so we have
that's fair enough.
suspicion that it might be because of that. But we were all set to go to the wedding and our dad notified us 2 weeks before that they have decided to not invite us.
So does that mean they never invited you at all or they invited you and then rescinded the invitation?
We don't know. But since then, none of us have had a relationship. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah, it's so bizarre, but we're probably on their list. They may be on our list. Who knows? But life goes on, but still to this day, we have no idea why.
Well, you're definitely on our list.
How long ago was this again?
This was 2018.
Yeah,
so 6 years ago.
Were other cousins invited?
Yeah, good question.
Yes, so there was 6 of us.
Oh,
we were all
you're on
very
their
close
list.
and grew up together.
Yeah.
And my sister and I were the only ones.
So really the thing here is you were on their list first and then subsequently you have been on your list. So
I know, but it's just an unspoken word. Like, can you give us a reason?
Yeah,
I know. Is not going to an engagement party a reason to not invite somebody to the
when your
wedding
parents
when there's
are splitting
circumstances?
Up. You're 19, 21, your parents are splitting up money.
I think it is a thing though because it happened recently to my sister and I as well. We didn't go to a close friends of ours engagement party because again it was not where we live and we just didn't have the money to get there at that time and we didn't get invited to the wedding. But I guess it is getting more popular where people have engagements and then don't invite people to the wedding.
It is interesting because you can't make it to a party but you can make a list.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You can get on a list like that.
Thank you, Fiona. Kim's in Alkimos. Hello.
Hi, how you going?
Kim. Okay. Who's on your list and why?
Well, it's actually my husband, a story about my husband. He takes his lunch to work every day and he uses a 600ml bottle, empty water bottle, and fills it up with fresh orange juice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he was taking it to this place of work and putting it in the fridge, and for almost 2 weeks, every time he'd go to get his orange juice, somebody's either drunk all of it or drunk half of it.
Oh, Kim, that would kill me.
Yes.
Yeah, and it really upset him, so he decided to get them back, and he peed in the bottle and put it in the fridge.
Did he find out the culprit?
He didn't find out the culprit, but nobody ever touched his orange juice again.
Oh, my
well
God.
played, yeah.
I mean, it's extreme.
Yeah, and luckily your husband does urinate pulp.
Yes,
so
that's
no
right.
one
That's
can
true.
tell the difference.
Yes. It's uncanny.
Yeah, that'll tickle your urethra.
Oh, Sean.
Big no.
We don't say urethra enough on this show, do we?
It's definitely a gap. That's me. Oh, thanks, Kim.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.